Hi everyone, Canoopsy here, and I've been pretty skeptical about virtual reality. It really is the coolest idea ever, leaving your current world and entering a brand new virtual one, but there's always some sort of limitation to the virtual reality experience. Either you need lots of space for beacons and room tracking, tons of money, some crazy powerful computer from like Area 51 or something, the list goes on. So as much as I love the idea of virtual reality, I've never really loved the execution. Until today. This is the Oculus Quest. So Oculus did sponsor this video, but all the opinions in this video are my own personal honest opinions. And if that's not enough, I've also asked a bunch of other people about their thoughts on the Quest as well after they had a chance to use it for themselves. But we'll talk about that a bit later. So the Quest comes in this fancy box, and inside you got the headset, controllers, setup guide, and the extra long power and charging cable. Now the headset is completely wire and device free. You don't need to have your phone in here or some sort of supercomputer hooked up to it. This is it. This is everything. The headset starts at $399 USD or $549 Canadian, but you don't have to buy anything else except for what actually comes in the box. Nothing external, just whatever's here is what you need, no other expenses. The Quest itself looks clean and simple, doesn't look weird or dorky, but more importantly is ultra comfortable. It has extensive padding on the inside, and both myself and everyone who I had test out the headset had no real complaints about comfort and the weight of the Quest, which is very light. The headset is very easy to put on and adjust, and you basically just tilt the actual main portion to make sure it's crystal clear, then you tighten all the Velcro straps around the headset, and that's it. The one thing we did find though when actually wearing the headset for much more intensive action-based games is you do definitely sweat with this thing on, but that is expected, and it's also summer here too. But thankfully you can actually remove the inner padding piece and wash it, so it's not going to be all gross and sweaty next time you use it, so that's great. Also, if your hairstyle is similar to mine, you're going to want to use this headset at the end of your day because it definitely will mess up your hair a little bit. Inside the headset, you're looking at two 1440 by 1600 resolution OLED screens, and they are beautiful. They're sharp, text is clear, things look vibrant and stunning in the headset. I've always had like one or two complaints about most VR headset displays, but here, I got nothing. It's absolutely gorgeous. I was able to step out of the real world, enter a virtual one, not have to worry about any sort of blur taking place when playing games or watching videos. And speaking of watching videos, this is the first headset I'm actually cool with watching YouTube or Netflix on for long periods of time. No motion sickness, no nausea, nothing. The controllers really amaze me as well, just how ergonomic they are, and you can use them for extremely long periods of time with really no sort of discomfort or anything. All the buttons are in natural places, so if you're grabbing something, pointing at something, shooting something, everything is in an excellent place to do those things. Just make sure you keep that strap on your wrist for safety purposes, and you don't want to smash your wall or your TV after you throw this thing when playing Beat Saber. Just keep it on your wrist. The battery cover can sometimes accidentally slide off as it is held on by magnets, but it's not really that big of a deal. You kind of learn where to put your palms when using these controllers. So those are the actual physical components of the Oculus Quest, but more importantly, the virtual experience. Let's take a look. The first step is making your Guardian layout. This involves the headset using its 4 cameras at the very front to scan your room and show this crazy cool virtual version of your space, and allows you to simply draw the actual room space you have available to move and walk around. I have a pretty small floor space to actually work with, and the headset was definitely cool with that. I was able to scan in my space and have just enough room for basically every game that I was playing, even if there was action and movement. If you start leaving the boundary you set, it tells you, and if you fully leave it, you actually enter back into your room in this virtual view. It's pretty cool and definitely very useful. You will need some decent light in your room though, as a fully dark room just doesn't work with this headset at all, as those cameras have to see what's actually in your world to map your space. Having no physical beacons is a major bonus, especially for small spaces, and the headset has never lost the Room Guardian or missed tracking my hand controllers. This is some advanced stuff. Once your Guardian is set, you're able to actually enter this virtual living room where you can choose exactly what you want to do in virtual reality. There's a full web browser, YouTube, Netflix, you can add your own video files you want to watch, and of course, there's gaming, which you can also stream or screen record like I'm doing. So there is a pretty solid selection of VR games on the Quest. Some of my favorites are Superhot, Beat Saber, Robo Recall, and here's a free game for you. Enjoy. Hopefully you got it. And let me tell you, gaming on here blew my mind. The fact that you actually have room tracking that lets you actually move in the real world while it tracks it in the virtual world is just incredible to this day. Superhot VR was kind of the perfect example of this. Basically, you have to shatter these glass people who only move when you make movements. It can definitely be pretty tough, but it's so much fun to shoot, grab items and throw them, dodge bullets. This is an incredible game, and it still has me looking over my shoulder to see if those glass people are behind me. This game really gets you. Beat Saber is a full-on workout where you have to actually slash these musical blocks on beat and in the right way to score points. And Robo Recall is just a loads of fun action shooting game. It's pretty sweet. Not once during my testing for basically all the games I've played have I experienced any sort of frame drops or lag or anything of that sort, and that surprised me because it's actually running the Snapdragon 835 and 4GB of RAM, and that's enough to power all the experiences on this headset and make them buttery smooth. Even games with lots of elements, intensive graphics, or just lots of stuff to render had no issues at all. Now, this has been my experience with the Oculus Quest as someone who's actually really interested in technology, but I want to get the opinions of more regular people to enter VR, see what they think, and what they actually think of the Quest as a headset. So I grabbed a room at school and had some friends enter VR for their very first time on the Quest, and they loved it. They tested the first tutorial, Superhot, and Beat Saber, and everyone got the hang of entering a virtual world very quickly, and they had a lot of fun in all the different games. They were flying across the room, slashing things, dodging bullets, and it was just an incredible experience to see these people really test out VR for the first time and enjoy it. By the end of their experiences, no one had really any major complaints about the headset except for the fact that yes, you do sweat over time for more intensive games, as some things here are definitely a workout, like Beat Saber. In terms of battery life, we pretty much tested this thing non-stop till it died. We got about 3.5 hours of total usage time. During my testing, I got very similar results as well, but if you are screen recording and playing games, you can expect a bit less usage time at about 2.5 hours or 3 hours at the most, which is pretty decent for all the stuff you're doing on this headset. So after all this, the Oculus Quest feels like that vision of the virtual reality future we've always dreamed of. It's portable, runs solely on the headset's hardware, nothing external, no computers, no phones, nothing, just the headset, has a great collection of diverse games from different categories, and the quality and performance is just so good that you can just get lost in VR and forget about the specifications and hardware. Everything here just works. The Oculus Quest feels like the future. Link in the description to buy the Oculus Quest for yourself, but I want to hear your thoughts about the Quest. What do you think about virtual reality? What do you think about the headset? What do you think about the experiences I've talked about? Positives, negatives? Tell me in the comments, and thank you for watching.